Greetings, everyone. Glenn Kellaway from the basement, GKFTB. How's everyone going today? It is Friday. I had a freaking awesome day yesterday, and I have some exciting news. I gotta kind of keep it a secret until I get to it, but I'll tell you that there's exciting news coming up. I'm going to probably do a video tonight and upload it because I'll be too excited once it gets here. I'm telling you, it's big. Okay. I went to see Steve Hackett at Massey Hall last night. I want to talk about that. I went to 3 record stores, went with my nephew Jack, and we had a great day. Went to 3 record stores, picked up some stuff. I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about 2 new releases, my reviews on 2 new releases. So busy video. So let's start with Steve Hackett. So Steve Hackett, guitarist from Genesis. If anybody knows me well, you know I'm not a Genesis fan. I don't dislike Genesis, got a ton of respect for them, but for some reason, they're just not one of my favorite prog rock bands, and I love prog rock. I just find it, I don't know what it is. I can't even explain it, but it just doesn't ring my bell. That's all I can say. Some of it I like, some of it I don't. But Steve Hackett, I got introduced to him. I bought one of his albums called The Night Siren. Come out maybe 3 years ago, and I really liked it, and that kind of got my attention on Steve. Then I started listening to the live albums. He's been touring Genesis albums, and putting out live albums of them, and they are fantastic. This guy can play a guitar. The songs sound more punchier to me. Adding those really awesome guitar breaks makes all the difference to me. And so I am a huge Steve Hackett fan, this much of a Genesis fan. So we got tickets last night. My nephew Jack actually treated me to this concert. It was great. Massey Hall, first time in the refurbished building, fantastic. They've changed the seating on the floor a little bit. There's seats to the side that kind of look in. Other than that, really not a lot of changes inside. It's still Massey Hall. They built like a building, almost like around it, like a shell around it, in these corridors on each side, and you can walk down to a bar when you're up the top, which is very cool. And down low where they sell the merch in the basement, I guess you would call it, they had a smaller bar there. They've opened that right up, and they have a little stage there, I guess they said for after show parties and stuff like that. It's just an amazing venue. If you've never been to Massey Hall, put it on your bucket list. You got to go. So Steve Hackett. The sound was great. A 6-piece band. The drummer, bass player, Steve on guitar. Another gentleman to Steve's right was playing alto and tenor sax and a bit of keyboard. And there was another keyboard player playing the organ and piano parts, the main parts, and a vocalist who would come out when they did vocal numbers. He sang great. Anyway, they started off with an instrumental called Ace of Wands. You guys who are Genesis fans will know these songs more than I did. To be honest with you, out of the first whole set, so the first set was all just the band playing assorted songs, I think more from Steve Hackett's catalog. And then the second set, they took about a 20-minute break, came back and did Foxtrot in its entirety. And I know that's a favorite album, Genesis album to many. It's got the prog rock classic Supper's Ready on it, which some people consider the greatest prog song ever. So anyway, just a great band, brilliant. Just the guy who played the sax, and he played the flute. He was outstanding. Man, they were all outstanding. The bass player got a bass solo at some point, and he was just playing great. He played a Rickenbacker bass for the most part, and the show. And at one point when he was doing his bass lines, he incorporated Jimi Hendrix lick from Voodoo Child in it. That was pretty cool. So anyway, they did, I'm going to name the songs off. There's only 2 that I'm aware of because they're from, I think, Steve Hackett's best album, Spectral Morning, and they did The song Spectral Morning, which is a gorgeous instrumental guitar song, and Every Day, another song, which is a vocal song, great song. They're the two songs that I was really familiar with. But they had Ace of Wands, The Devil's Cathedral, Spectral Mornings, Every Day, A Tower Struck Down, then there was the bass solo, then Camino Royale, and Shadow of the Hierophant. But all the songs were so well done. This band is so talented, and the sound system was great, amazing. I'm just absolutely thrilled that I went to this concert. Came back, went into Foxtrot. Now the first song on Foxtrot I'm very aware of, Watcher in the Sky. Great song. That's one of my favorite Genesis songs, Watcher of the Skies. And then they did the whole album in its entirety. Just before they get the suppers ready, Steve Hackett sat down, everybody left the stage, and he played this beautiful acoustic guitar part, which I'm sure must be in Foxtrot. And then they went into Suppers Ready, which is like a 25, 26-minute song. At the end of that song, Steve Hackett played a guitar solo for 5 minutes, which was absolutely just made the hairs on my arms stand up. It was frickin' brilliant. Man, that guy's a great guitar player. And they came out, did an encore of the Firth of Fifth, which is a pretty popular Genesis song. Then there was a drum solo. I don't like drum solos, sorry, but the guy's a great drummer. So, like if you like drum solos, you would have enjoyed it. I found it weird to put a drum solo in an encore. Just me, I wouldn't have done that. And they ended the show with another Genesis song called Los Endos. And brilliant show, brilliant. If you get a chance to see Steve Hackett, even if you're not a Genesis fan and you just like going to see great musicians and guitar players, do yourself a favor, go. Next, what did I pick up in my travels yesterday? One album, 3 CDs, actually 4 CDs, but one of them's a new release I'm going to talk about in a minute. So speaking of Steve Hackett, I couldn't resist this. I saw this at Deja Vu Disc in Scarborough, Ontario. Great store. Cliff, the manager there, is an awesome dude. Watcher of the Skies. This is, now Steve Hackett's well known now for doing live albums where he spotlights Genesis albums. This is a studio album, which kind of attracted to me because I've just heard the live stuff where he does the old tunes. Genesis Revisited by Steve Hackett. So what really intrigued me about this is the lineup of musicians who are on this thing. Where's it mentioned on the back? Yeah. Okay, so Steve Hackett. Listen to this name of all-stars. I mean, anytime you see any of these names on here, they're almost must-buy records. John Wetton, Bill Bruford, Tony Levin, one of my favorite bassists, Chester Thompson, amazing drummer, played with Zappa, Ian MacDonald, King Crimson fame, Paul Carrick from Mike and the Mechanics, Colin Blunstone from The Zombies, Pino Palladino. Who else? And there's a few other dudes I don't know, and then at the end also mixed in with some tracks with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. Pretty cool. And they just do a selection of Genesis covers. I kind of got into this band a couple of months ago. Live chat, Massey and Larry, I don't know if it was on my channel or Larry's channel, but Massey came on and we mentioned the band Morphine. And after that, I bought a Morphine CD and really, really liked it. So Morphine's a 3-piece band, but typically you think of Cream and Hendrix and those type of bands with a guitar, drums, and bass. This is saxophone, drums, and bass. And very cool, really different. So I really like the album I got. I can't remember what it's called. I should have brought it over, but I bought a couple more. Like Swimming and The Night. So I am very interested in checking these out. I bought one piece of vinyl used for $7.99. I was a big fan of this album. So one of the bands that really got me interested in bluegrass music, I would call newgrass music in the 70s, was a bunch of long-haired guys in a band called the Newgrass Revival. Sam Bush, Curtis Birch, Courtney Johnson on banjo, and John Cowan. These guys were awesome. They really brought a rock and roll attitude to bluegrass music, and was right up my alley at that age. And really inspired me. Anyway, and I was a big fan of Leon Russell. Leon Russell got together with the Newgrass Revival and did a tour in the album Leon Russell Newgrass Revival Live. I had this album back in the day and absolutely loved it. I can't believe I found it, and I found a promo copy in absolutely beautiful shape. It starts off with Leon doing just a solo piece on a piano. He sings Over the Rainbow. It's just absolutely beautiful version. Then they go into the Beatles' I've Just Seen a Face. That is a bluegrass song. One More Love Song, another Leon song. Pilgrim Land, Georgia Blues, I Believe to My Soul, Prince of Peace. Rolling in My Sweet Baby's Arms, Stranger in a Strange Land. Wild Horses is on here. Hank Williams' Jambalaya, and they end it with Jumpin' Jack Flash. There's the Newgrass Revival guys. So you kind of see they were not your typical, they don't look like Flatt and Scruggs and Bill Monroe, that's for sure. So pretty cool album. Okay, album reviews. 2 great albums come out in the last week or so. I am just 9.5 out of 10 on both of them. The only reason it's not 10 out of 10 because I got to listen to them at least one more time, I think. So let's start off with Steve Wilson, the Harmony Codex. Man, I'm loving this. I have played it, I'd say 5 times now, and it just keeps getting better with every listen. It's absolutely brilliant. I find it kind of goes like this and peaks in terms of I don't know, the heaviness or intensity of the music. I don't mean heavy in terms of heavy metal. I just mean maybe musical intensity. There's a song called Impossible Tightrope, which is the 4th track, which is just brilliant. One of his best songs he's ever done as far as I'm concerned. The next song, Rock Bottom, with Nanette Tayeb, beautiful singer. And then, like, the whole album is really, really good. It just keeps getting better and better and better. This is getting... boy, that's going to be in my top. It's going to be hard not to be #1 album of the year for me. Really hard. And if there is an album that's going to beat it, it's this. I finally got this yesterday. It came out on the 29th, and I couldn't find a copy out here. I found it at Sonic Boom in Toronto yesterday. Lydia Loveless's new album, Nothing's Gonna Stand in My Way Again. Provocative cover. Wow. Dropped Jack off last night. I live about an hour from him, so then I thought, I'm going to play the new Lydia Loveless on the way, and right from the first note, I thought, this is great. There's some great rockin' tunes on it, a couple of ballads. The writing's fantastic. She's just brilliant. Her vocals are great. The arrangements are great. Just if you want a good rockin' pop, alt pop, whatever you want to call it, grab this album or give it a listen. Fantastic record. I got to give kudos. The last 2 songs are my favorites. French Restaurant, and listen to a ballad called Summer Long. It's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Great job, Lydia. My favorite album of hers is called Somewhere Else. And this is probably going to be my second favorite. I can just tell. And I love all her albums. She's one of my favorites. And I'm so happy to get that. So stay tuned to this channel for either tonight or tomorrow morning. There is going to be I'm going to show you something that's going to knock your frickin' socks off. I am so excited. Everyone have a great day. Talk soon.